Guys, it's the third upload today. I'm finna do a reaction to Anime Sage. Shout out to him. I'm gonna try to leave his link in the description. I hope I don't get copyrighted or anything like that for watching this.
Yeah, soldiers, it's your boy Message Picture in a video, and this is What If I Was in Naruto Part 1. So, after the same amount of success Part 0 had, and in fact you guys hit both of the requirements to get a Part 1.
Pause. The reason I wanted to show you guys this one is because for me, I look up to a lot of guys who do what ifs. He's just one of them, I like soon I'm gonna be starting one where I do what if I was in Naruto. That's why I want to show you guys this in case you want to give me some ideas in the comments.
Here you go. Now let me get into the vids this week in case you didn't see my community post. On Wednesday, I will release What If Deku Had Gamma's Powers Part 7. So that should be fun, I guess. Next, on Friday, I'll release What If Kakashi Adopted Naruto Part 12, I believe. So yeah,
check it out too. It's a really good series.
Get hype now. That should be all the what ifs I released this week, and this doesn't count potential streams, podcast episodes, or some supplementary content in between. Speaking of community posts, watch this like a hawk, please. I post polls, vid updates, and share some stuff on there as well. So yeah, watch like a hawk, especially those video updates and polls. They are especially important. Alright, quick social media plugs. Twitter is at AnimeSage4. It is a great way for you guys to interact with me, as I do tweet a lot, and acts as another way for you guys to get notified of my videos, so follow me on Twitter. Next, Instagram is anime_sage4. I post frequently on Instagram, so it's a pretty good way for you guys to interact with me with stories and all that jazz, you know what I'm saying? So follow me there. Finally, join my Discord. You get sneak peeks at supplementary content, notifications when I live stream ahead of time, and you can suggest to me ideas directly. So, join my Discord. Alright, time for half usual checklist since it's a newer series, I guess. If you haven't seen Part 0, links in the description. With all out of the way, let's get right into the story. So, I guess I'm going to have to go over some stuff for the story. I'm sticking to the original premise, but I'm going to add a lot more details and also go over how Jaku's life is growing up. My character is a descendant of a Senju who also happened to have wood release, but it was not to the extent of Hashirama, it was more so weaker. So, yeah. His name is unimportant because he's father, but he was able to survive and had a child, but he didn't have the Kekkei Genkai like he or Hashirama did. This would go on for a couple generations because just because you are a part of a clan, you don't really get the Kekkei Genkai. Uchiha's are an example of that. Also slightly changed things a little bit, and said there were a couple more Senju alive after some of the Great Ninja Wars, but again, they did not have the Kekkei Genkai. Now, let's get into the parents for my main characters, since they're pretty important. Their names are Shizuki Senju and Kaiser Senju. They also happen to be the last surviving Senju after decades of war, besides Tsunade, but where is she? Shizuki is related to the wood release Senju I talked about earlier, while Kaiser is in another branch of Senju. They are more so treated like royalty a bit in the village since they are related to a very prominent clan, but they're not too special, you know what I'm saying? They do have a house on the outskirts of the village as well, and they aren't the greatest ninja, but they're competent, you know what I'm saying? They also are pretty smart. Anyways, they have a baby a little less than a week from Naruto's birth. The family would also be close to Kushina and Minato, and would also know Kushina has the 9 tails, and I think they will be accepting, not of the tailed beast, of course, but of Kushina and her sacrifices, because Kushina's a decent person, you know what I'm saying? They would be so close that they would be allowed to go to the birth of their child, whom would be Naruto. Of course, this is where everything changes for the worse for my character Jaku and Naruto. On the night of the Nine Tails attack, Obito kills both Jaku's mother and father, as well as the other people he killed in the original canon. Minato would get mad at seeing this, but has to clear his head for a bit, because Naruto and Jaku's lives are in danger. Minato will still choose Naruto and Jaku in addition to that, because, again, 2 children. He has to go with either 2 children or with Kushina, and I think he has to value the lives of the 2 babies over Kushina at that point in time. And unfortunately, Kushina will be taken by Obito. Jaku will be left at the house of Naruto at first, until Minato will take Naruto to go get sealed later on, which means Jaku will be safe and sound in Minato's house, but will also feel loss of his mother and father, and will cry later. Anyways, Minato will still steal the fox, and him and Kushina will still die. Kushina's final words are long enough to give out the name of Naruto, and also that the son of Kaiza and Shizuki Senju is at their house. And then she dies. Hey, I'm not letting my character die of child neglect, like, nah. Anyways, Hiruzen would go to the child and would hear Jakku crying, but also notice something. A very small plant on the tip of one of the baby's fingers. This allows Hiruzen to conclude this child has wood release. He will then think to himself, man, Kaiza and Shizuki's genes were that good, huh? He then concludes he cannot let anybody know the identity of the baby, or else he'll be vulnerable to attack from other villages. See, let me go over this. The only people who were there for the birth were Minato, Kushina, and Hiruzen, because Hiruzen and Senju kind of go together for some reason. I don't know why. Oh yeah, Togurama. They were going to announce it to all the other friends, the Yamanakas, later, who did know that my girl Shizuki was pregnant, but let's just say life doesn't really go as planned. And they were more so focused on, well, their friend's birth. There would have been this nice ceremony and stuff, but again, life doesn't really go as the way you wanted it to go, you know what I'm saying? So, there wouldn't be a lot of people who know that Jakku is, well, son of royalty, because of secrecy reasons and only to the council, and of course Yamanakas know, particularly Inoichi. Inoichi would want to adopt him, but Hiruzen's like, nah, man, your clan will become a target, especially since he has wood release. So, Inoichi luckily has to back down. Hiruzen, however, will give Jakku an apartment, and
he had like do like a picture of Jakku so we can all see like what he looks like.
He will, however, wish he knew his parents and what happens to them. One day, when he was around, 4 or 5, around the time of the Hinata incident, he was walking around an area because he feels some sort of attachment to trees, some foreshadowing there. He then sees Naruto on the ground, and then he walks over to him around a couple moments after Naruto was taken away. He then gives Naruto a bit of a hand and introduces himself as Jakku. Naruto then introduces himself, and Jakku asks what happened. Naruto would be like, well, I got into an altercation with some boys who were bullying some girl, and that's what happened. Naruto would be like, you must think that I was kind of weak getting pounded by those bullies like that. And my character's like, nah, at least he did something. It's gonna be a decent person, right?
Nah, you weak, buddy.
Wants to say, this is around
them boys look like they could, they beat you up because they were just big boys, you know?
Everybody else in the village, and he kind of got those glares. They both talk a bit,
but no demonstration against fat people.
Have both been taken care of by old man Hiruzen, and that they are orphans. They both talk positive about him, and they also are bonding over that fact. So they end up, by the end of the day, becoming good friends. And this is where we go over to a Hiruzen looking into a crystal ball, smiling. After a couple years of that bond growing, they then enter the academy, eventually. Over those past years, however, real quick, Jakku realizes that Naruto is not really well liked in the village. He even at times has been either glared at for even associating with him, and maybe at times attacked, kind of similar fashion as Naruto a little bit. Well, this hurt their friendship? Nah, because he sees Naruto as a decent human being, and he somehow feels some type of connection. But my boy Jakku can't seem to figure it out. Foreshadowing. Anyways, Naruto will kind of tone down the pranks a little bit because he now has someone who is actually nice to him. I mean, they won't stop, but he'll do it if he's in the mood and not really for the attention thing because he kind of already has attention at the moment. Naruto and Jakku will enter the academy, and Jakku will be more so around the middle of the pack at first, while Naruto will do better in the academy because he does have someone to support him, so he doesn't really want to be a full-blown dunce in front of, well, his friend. I would say he's under middle of the pack. He's not a great student due to lack of parental structure, but again, he's far from dead last, unlike Naruto canon. However, Naruto will still struggle with the clone juice especially, but he is okay in other areas. Also, again, I really don't think that the clone juice would have been the only thing that would have been a graduation exam. I could probably go with a structure for like a written exam and stuff like that, but it just feels weird to me that the only thing that they had to do was the clone juices thing. But anyways, one day around a couple months after entering the academy, Jakku would wake up with a small 2-leaf plant on his finger. It's not really too big, but it's kind of like overextended on his finger. He then focuses real hard, and then it's gone. And then Jakku will decide to visit Hiruzen to ask about it because They were out from school today. Naruto would meet up with him, and Jaku would explain what happened, and Naruto would go with him because he's also curious as well. Naruto and him would go see Hiruzen, and he would show him what he discovered by focusing real hard. This would cause Hiruzen to call the Anbu out, and then Hiruzen asks Naruto, can you keep a secret? And Naruto's like, yep. Hiruzen then explains Jaku's heritage, leaving out Minato and Kushina, of course. Jaku would be excited that he has this amazing Kekkei Genkai. He's somewhat related, or more so has connections to Hashirama and Tobirama, and it's pretty happy that he finally got the identity of his parents. Naruto is also happy for his friend, but deep down, Naruto also wishes he knew who his parents were. Hiruzen's like, I'm gonna have to start training with Tenzo or Yamato, and Jaku is like, can Naruto train with me too? And Hiruzen's like, why not? And Naruto's excited because he's now gonna get some training with someone like Tenzo, who he probably doesn't really know about, but Hiruzen's picking him. He must be pretty good. They will begin their training with Tenzo, and now let me go over what each of these guys learned for the next couple of years. Naruto will get the Shadow Clones to counter his lack of clone jutsu aptitude, and will also learn the Water Bolt Jutsu. I chose water because Uzumaki, water, and also because Tenzo has that element, because, would release earth and water. He also happens to get the multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu by accident because, Naruto. Meanwhile, my character will learn the Stone Bullet Jutsu, and will also get the wooden pole technique, so he can shoot out the wooden pole from his hand. Also the multi-wooden pole technique, which I believe Tenzo did in part 2 early on in the Tenchi Bridge arc, so he can fire off more than one pole from his hand. So that's pretty good improvement for him. And they also get improvements in Taijutsu and physicality, because Tenzo armor-trained, I guess, somewhat. And Tenzo will also become a sort of a father figure in Jaku and Naruto's lives, in addition to Iruka, because Iruka would probably care for Jaku, and would have some of the same care for Naruto, so that's a fair assessment. So Naruto is a lot better equipped for success, as well as Jaku. Both are definitely going to be strong Genin. So, over the years, both Naruto and Jaku will also form a rivalry with Sasuke for obvious reasons. However, Sir Imo will not really want to acknowledge them because he is Sir Imo. Now, he does know that they're pretty strong and deep down, but again, he's not going to admit that. Are you crazy? Jaku will also kind of have to be quiet about his word release, and even had his last name changed for obvious reasons until he becomes a ninja. Also, a quick note here before people get a little bit confused or might have not realized it right away. Yes, he kind of had a last name change, so he wasn't really called Jaku Senju. He was just called some fodder last name, so yeah, that's just a quick note there. Over the years as well, my character's first crush will be Ino Yamanaka. Quick note here, let's just say it was kind of hard to find a good way to incorporate Kari into the story as much as I would have liked to, simply because...
Alright guys, that's it. Make sure you like and subscribe. I might do a double upload or might do what I did today. It depends. It really does depend. I might upload a little bit more today. I think this is like my third video uploaded on my channel. So yeah, and just make sure to subscribe.